little studio on this tiny little Greek island. Oh, it's chilly, you guys. It is freezing, freezing, freezing here. Freezing for Greece, for this area. It's still like what, 5 degrees Celsius, so it's not like in Minnesota or up in the north, but for Greece, it is quite chilly. And it's chilly here in the studio. Today, I'm on fire. I have been I'm filming this new YouTube video, which is on going back and seeing if you can salvage those older paintings that, you know, weren't that great. So I'm going to see what I can do with this one here. I like I love painting fishing boats. You all know that, and there's some redeeming qualities to this little painting, but yeah. I got stuck with it and I stopped. And if I get stuck with something and stop, usually I don't go back. So this one's been sitting around for years. Gosh, before COVID, I believe. And I just didn't move forward with it. And so I'm going to see what I can do. Can we fix it? Can you go in and salvage an old painting, or should you just wipe it down and start over? I'm the type of person who wants to just get rid of it and start over. Somehow, if I go back in, like with this one here, and I go back in and start trying to put it together with the knowledge that I have today, it's going to bother me. I'm going to get stuck. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing this video, to see kind of what happens, and how I go about it, what I'm going to do. So it'll probably be a time-lapse video. Nobody really wants to watch the entire process. And yeah, so that's what's on my plate today. And wondering if I should like kickstart that. I've kind of left the TikTok channel for my art. I really, really only like YouTube so far. I really only like it. I don't do a lot of push in the social media world. But okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't need to. I don't need to do everything perfectly, and I don't need to do any of it. So along with this video that I'm going to do today, I did film this morning another one, which talks about that creative channel, and how it works, what happens when we're using it, and whether we consciously use the creative channel and hook into it and see what's going on or not, doesn't matter. You're still going to be downloading creativity. You're still going to be using it, whether or not you think you're a creative person or think you're, like a rock when it comes to creativity. And I talk about that, and I, got the whiteboard out and did a whole like diagram thing with my messy writing, but that's okay. You can deal with that. And just kind of putting that all together. And I think it turned out pretty good. I have to edit it and put it up, so that'll be my this week's YouTube video, and I'll be working on this one. And also on my sheep is still there, and waiting also for some brush strokes, maybe later on today. And yeah, that's about it. I really don't have a whole lot. Oh, you know what I did want to say? This is what I did want to talk about. Um, and it has to do with the video I did earlier this morning. And it's about the ego. It's about the importance of the ego. And I bring it up in the video, but I thought maybe it should be like kind of put out there today. Like, you cannot you cannot fully create if you do not engage your ego. And I really want to get off. I've talked about this before, but I really want to get away from the ego bashing idea, like the ego is a bad thing and we have to get rid of it or put it in its place or ignore it, just like push, 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 push until we think that we're not living in our ego. That's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous to even contemplate anything like that. And first of all, if we're trying to get rid of a vital part of our daily lives, of who we are, something's really messed up there. Just that on its own is a big mess up. The other thing is, your ego is your willpower, your decision-making area, along with all the negative things that can come with the ego. So let's just kind of readjust this whole ego thing. Just readjust it. Ego is not bad. Ego can be negative if we allow that energy to make all of our decisions. So think about it like, let's look at the chakra thing, right? You have the more abstract area, and then you have the more physical areas from your heart down, right? And those are like two different entities. You have the more abstract and you have the real physical. I tend to be a more abstract, focused kind of gal. Other people are very, very physical, like they're in this physical reality. It's kind of nice to live in the physical world and not be out there. But it's the two coming together, and you have the choice in your heart area, right, where you connect both of these different areas of who we are. The ego runs in this lower physical area. That's its job. It's its job to protect you. It's the job of the ego to say, hey, wait a minute, I don't know if I want to go there. Or it's like, yeah, I'm going to do this. Let's do this. And it comes into, connection with you. Your ego comes into connection with you in that decision-making process of, yeah, we're going to do this. Let's do it. And so we got to stop bashing, oh, it's my ego. And, yeah, when you notice that your ego self takes over and runs the show, then you can say, whoa, wait a minute, whoa. You get back into that area in the solar plexus where you belong and be there when I need you to pull this beautiful idea into physical reality. That's your job. That's where you need to be. And I kind of talk about it in this video that I made today. So it's I think really important, again, that if you don't just put the whip down, that ego whip, we're always beating ourselves up for being egotistical. Yeah, we're egotistical. Yeah, the ego is there. Yeah, the ego can be really helpful if we allow it to do its job. Then, you kind of have, when you understand how it all works, you have a pretty decent understanding of not only who you are, but of the creative process of manifesting your ideas. And it doesn't matter if it's a painting, it can be washing the dishes, which I'm going to do, right? I've got the idea up here. I'm going to go wash my cup. And it's a matter of getting myself up, pulling it down, and saying, yeah, it's time to go wash this cup, and I'm going to go and do it. If my ego isn't in place, there's no decision making, there's no willpower, there's no reason to make this a clean cup in my physical world without the ego. So I hope that made some kind of sense to you guys. So I think it's important to just align the whole creative process together, all of you, the more abstract areas, this heart area and the physical area of who we are as a human being with our egos, but the ego's not running the show. That's it. And I think, especially for me, because I spent most of my time bashing the ego as if it was this horrible thing. It's not. Let's just kind of be okay with being a human being, because that's what we are. That's where we are. Whether we like it or not, or whether we accept our egos or not, that is in fact who we are. And I think it's just a lot better to spend your day with a glass half full kind of thing, and understanding that our egos get in the way, take over sometimes, make us say things that maybe we shouldn't have said. Yeah, happens to everyone. And, just kind of get back in alignment, just coming back into alignment, coming back into this present moment, coming back into your studio and connecting and using that ego to make things happen. And that's what it's supposed to do. At least in my tiny little studio, that's what the ego is for me. I would love to hear what you guys think. Leave a comment. It's always so nice to hear from you. And I will see you all again, hopefully tomorrow. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Take care, guys.